You are listening to Making It, the path to beauty industry greatness with Canvas Me, where we go behind the scenes to explore the human side of beauty professionals, learn how they found balance in their lives, overcame obstacles, and created communities that transcend the ordinary. Hosted by Canvas Me co-founders Jen and Matt Martinelli alongside Canvas Me directors April and Megan, Making It is your guide to navigating the ever-evolving world of beauty.
Welcome to Making It, your backstage pass to beauty. I'm April, and our guest, Liza Dedaj, whose journey from Manhattan hairstylist to dreaming of becoming an educator. Her passion for quality hair products and empowering others has driven her career forward. Join us as we explore her transition from managing multiple family businesses to owning her own business, all while actively championing women's success stories through her live stream networking channel and her involvement with the Albanian American Businesswomen Organization. Liza, we are so excited to have you here. And let's kick off with our question of, do you feel like you've made it?
The answer is yes and no to this one. It's such a good question. Yes, through each season of my career, I feel very accomplished. I feel like I achieved my goals and my goals were successful, no matter what, big or small. Because when I started my career, especially in beauty school, I was 17. And then when I started working, I was 18. And I was successful each time and each scale from beginning to when I stopped working and became a mother of 3 kids.
Wow. And you started beauty school right away. What drove you to go to beauty school?
I had such big beliefs in the beauty industry. I always thought that people can make true careers and true just lifestyle with this type of career. Nobody believed in beauty school, especially back in the day. It wasn't this much advertised through social media, and it wasn't this much network around it. So, of course, I had people around me that doubted the career itself, and I just had big beliefs in this particular type of industry.
Yeah. So I know you have big dreams of working for an educator, and I was just curious, do you have a top 3 brands that you would love to work for one day?
Yes, I want to talk about a few. I want to talk about one in particular. I'm so honored that Apres reached out to me through Canvas Me website. And they found me there and reached out to me and wanted an interview because they saw my status was available. They saw that I'm a cosmetologist and want to merge into teaching and product education. So they looked through everything, and I've already had like 3 interviews with them, which was amazing. It was like, what?
Oh my goodness, that is incredible news. So I'm curious, how did you, so you obviously got recruited through your Canvas Me portfolio. So how did you discover Canvas Me?
Canvas Me. So I was going to continue talking about my other favorite brands, which is Redken, where when I went to Redken's website to look into classes and scheduling to gain my education through them, they kept throwing this pop-up page to my face on the screen. Canvas Me, Canvas Me, Canvas Me. I had no idea that Canvas Me existed. I said, I'm just going to make a profile or portfolio, whatever they want me to do, I'm going to do it. It's through Redken. And I signed up. I made the portfolio and it started blowing up for me. It's recent. And I kept getting calls. I kept getting reached at to work for different brands as an educator. And of course, I have to pick and choose things that work for me because Canvas Me works throughout the whole country and represents the beauty industry, beauty schools, stylists, students, and it's all combined in there. So going back to the brands that I would like to work for in the future, or I would never say no to, is Redken. I was trained through Redken from the very beginning of my career in 2007, 2008. So it began there. And L'Oreal Pro, they have a phenomenal world-class product and training and educators. And Paul Mitchell, let's not forget Paul Mitchell.
Yes.
They have just amazing causes and fantastic culture.
Yes. And so are those important things to you when you are considering working for a brand, when they're advertising for an educator position? Like, are there certain things that you're looking for?
Yes, what I love about brands is the culture and the system of education. And I feel like if I'm working for a brand, I would always continue learning more and never stop knowing more about the brand, the product. So constant education on that. Also, I feel like using the products myself is one of the best things I can do because I like to be kind of connected to the brand, kind of connected
Sure.
to everything they have to offer. So I take in everything in order for me to be giving you full advantage and full information.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, that's incredible. I am super excited for you and the fact that you are getting recognized from your portfolio. And
Oh my God.
yes, I mean, that is fantastic. And the fact that
For
you just,
anyone that's listening, you make a portfolio on Canvas Me and you get recognized like crazy. You get calls, you get messages, and all of the above. It depends on what criteria you are in for, but it works.
yes. Oh my gosh. I'm just so excited for you. And the fact that you found us through Redken, and, we do
Yes.
partner with a lot of big brands, and Redken is one of those. And so I'm honored that you found us through there. And then it just seems like doors are opening for you left and right of opportunities. So that's really exciting.
Yes, nonstop.
Yes. Well, so, let's talk a little bit about your background. So you've been in the industry for a little while and you took a moment and worked on some family businesses for a moment. Take us through a little bit of that journey.
Yes, so my journey began way back in like 2006, 2007. I was in high school and I graduated first from beauty school, then high school, which was so cool. And I waited until I graduated high school to go get my state board because I felt like, unfair. I wanted to make them, I wanted to say, okay, I graduated from high school, then beauty school. I went and got my state board after. And shortly after I moved to New York because the reason behind my move was I got married so young. By 19, I started my life. I started working in Manhattan and my career so fast just blew up. I started gaining because it's Manhattan. It was this prime area right in front of Metropolitan Opera. So I was in the middle of everything and gained my clientele. Then they started booking me privately to their events and to their homes. And of course, we had to make this life change through my husband's work investments and everything. And he asked me, are you okay with that? I said, absolutely, I'm okay with that. I mean, I had a good time, but we'll go and make a switch for you as well. He deserves opportunities too.
Yes.
So after that, I merged and worked with him a little bit and family investments, fast food restaurants, banquet halls, and just family diners, all sorts of work in the restaurant business, but taking the restaurant business and the beauty industry, I know they're totally different, but they're so much alike. Customer service, fast, and results. They want good food. They want it fresh. And so does a client when they come in the salon. They want the results from great products and your great hands, your artistic hands.
Yes, yes. And I'm sure
Yes,
they both want kind of that experience, right? They're
yes.
looking to have, whether it's restaurant or having a service done, they're
So
investing in this
equal.
moment. Yeah. And so like they're looking
Yes.
for that experience where they can take away, either feel good about themselves or have good food. So yeah, I can see how those go hand in
It's
hand.
so similar. It's so similar in the customer service type. So
Mm.
yes, after that, I did that for 8 years sharp, nonstop, and then I decided I wanted a break. In between owning or running the restaurants and the family businesses and properties, I was the main manager for those companies, doing the bigger work behind the scenes. I also created and opened up my own business, but very shortly after my family became bigger, I have my second. I had to stop because I couldn't do everything.
Yeah.
It was such a good break, such an amazing break, and I know that I couldn't be without the beauty industry in my life. I had to go
Mm.
back. So I said, look, I am licensed, I am certified, I'm capable, and I was never afraid of putting myself out actually in the field of anything I wanted. So that's why I feel successful and accomplished. And now I am involved with this major organization. It's a nonprofit organization that helps business women get connected with this through the organization and get resources, get all kinds of advice and help. And we have seminars, we have parties, we have vendor shows all
Wow.
across of Michigan for now. And we're looking to expand a little bit more. So I started there and now I'm into product education. So I'm just going in
You are
right
doing
on.
everything.
Yes.
Yes, and I love that. So naturally, you have fallen right into a great, it sounds like networking and mentorship person.
Yes, I
That
am.
really,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
I definitely found myself through, especially the nonprofit organization. It's called Albanian American Businesswomen organization here in Michigan. And Alkida Offer is the founder of the company. She called me to actually join her event. I'm also an affiliate with a bunch of companies that I advertise for and work for. And she said, come and make your own show there with products, whatever you want. But I decided not to show my work, but just go support her. I got a bunch of friends, a bunch of people with me, and I went supported. Then after that, I got involved with the organization to help connect and interview the people that participate in her organization. I interview them live on my Instagram and they advertise for free their businesses and where they do services. So I'm so excited for that.
Wow, what a great platform that you're creating where you can really give back to, those businesses and giving them the recognition. And I think that that's fantastic.
Yes, and that's how this now, the education part also comes in hand with me. I am in the beauty industry and I would love to see people thrive. And I want to just kind of get involved with different
Sure.
brands, amazing cultures, and educate others how to use professional grade products and advise them through any other things they would like.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think you'd be a great educator, and I know that you're on the path to that right away. And the fact
Yes.
that, like I said, you're already being such a guide for other people and networking and being a mentor of just like, hey, look, you can make things happen. And even with your background being, first into the beauty industry right away and having such success in New York, and then going into family businesses where you were ended up into management positions, I feel like it really has shaped you into such a foundation of knowledge that
Yes,
you
it
can
did.
share with other
Mhm.
people. Yeah.
It did. The work that I did with restaurants and the business and the property businesses, I always had teams. I had a
Sure.
big team, up to sometimes 30 people per shift. So I was always surrounded and they were looking up to me and looking for me to lead. And that's how I feel like gradually I found myself. I had a big group of females and I always try to support. and be there. I took the female side always in supporting and
Yeah.
lifting them up.
For sure. So, would you have any advice or tips that you would give to someone who is thinking about entering into the industry?
In any kind of industry, especially in the beauty industry, yes. When I have a story to tell you before
Okay.
we even, what I would advise. When I was 18, I had already graduated from beauty school. I was graduating, I think I'm not sure, I had graduated from high school as well at that time. It was summer, and I was in the time frame where I was about to move to New York. So I was busy, but I still felt bored because I wasn't doing my 7 a.m. go to school and come back by 10 p.m. because I had the evening beauty school classes. And I got bored somehow, and I went and knocked on the most fanciest salon in my city, the most expensive salon, well-known salon in my city. I went and inside to the front desk and asked the girl, "Can I speak to the owner?" I was 18. And of course, it was my first time ever talking to anybody that would kind of accept me in or not. Right? I
Sure.
didn't have a job
Yeah.
before. And the owner was right around the corner. She heard me and said, "How may I help you?" Just popped out and came. I said, "How may I help you?" I said, "My name is Lisa, and I'm looking to come on in and watch you guys work." She said, "You're asking for a job?" I said, "No, I'm not asking for a job. Actually, I'm very soon going to move from Michigan to New York, but I want to come and see what's going on behind the scenes in the salon because I'm very soon going to start a very important job for me because that it would be my first job, very important for me, right? Starting my career off." So I would tell anybody to not be afraid and just put yourself, be accessible, be available, be there, and show up, and within reasonable, okay, within being reasonable and logical. I'm not saying go anywhere and do anything for all kinds of requests, but be logical and be accessible in your field. Also, talk about yourself all the time. Not all the time like crazy, but show people what you do and what you stand for in the career.
And that's fantastic advice because that's really what Canvas Me is all about, of creating a digital portfolio for people to have this platform to utilize. And I think take your advice and, proactively approach these companies that they are, finding interest in and potentially working from, or even just learning. And I know that there is so many people craving more education or just getting an idea of what a day in the life really looks like, working
Mm-hmm.
for either a brand, a salon, a spa, really anything. They want to see if they can picture themselves there and what they can take away. Yeah.
I'm going to say that it's not easy. It's really difficult. I'm also, if I was doing what I'm doing right now without my husband's help, without family support, I would be nowhere. Okay, so you do want to be thankful, or I want to be thankful for all the support and help that I have around me. That's number one, and want to thank them. But it's not easy. It's really hard. It takes a lot of patience to achieve goals. And I said earlier on the question when you asked, do I feel like I've made it? And I said yes, through out my seasons and careers, I feel accomplished. I had hard times. I had
Sure.
really difficult times. I was in my early 20s to late 20s working 7 days a week, meeting after meeting, um, courts, lawyers, accountants, all kinds of things, that had to deal with city and running the business. I was busy and then creating a family. So it was difficult. I had tears a lot of days. So
Yeah,
just be patient and then it's all worth it.
for sure. Do you have any advice for someone who may be listening who is in one of those moments that it's really tough and they're struggling to see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel? Do you have anything or any advice you would share to them?
Yes, pause. Please pause a little bit and don't feel like anything is moving away from you. Everything's still here. Your companies are still around us, salons are still around us. And if you feel like you did not get an opportunity with somewhere where you thought you would want, you know, I expected some particular individuals to support me the most through my journey. The most lower your expectations, because where you think you're going to get help is probably nothing going to happen. They're going to reject you. So don't be afraid being rejected. It's a new opportunity for you. You're going to go off to another better place. So pause and start fresh.
And so often we hear that, those doors that don't open that we expected to open do happen for a reason, right? And perhaps there's a better opportunity around the way that we just aren't expecting yet, but it can be really hard in those moments. And, rejection is really difficult. And was there anything that you did in particular that really kept your spirits high, even in those times of rejection?
So, yes, of course, I've had rejections, and of course, I've had people around my life that I thought would truly support me that truly did not support me. And it is totally okay. First of all, be thankful for the opportunities you've had and the people that do support you. So thank them and stick with them and be there for them as well. But pausing and always having a backup plan or a backup idea in your head will help. So if I'm going to give you my scenario. Let's say I'm very connected to Redken as a company. I was trained with them. I knew everything with them, but it's very hard getting to these big companies that have been in the market for 100 years. They find the best, of course. And here I am entering again in this industry. Not that I'm not capable of knowledgeable, but I have less accessibility now with 3 kids and my family, right? So I'm in different stage of my life. So I can't take anything. And now I have 3 other brands in mind that I would love to work for. So I created a spiritual connection with those different brands as well, meaning I love their products. I love what they stand for. I love what they do. And if Redken doesn't work out in 2-3 years, I have other brands in mind that I would absolutely love to work for.
That is fantastic. Well, I mean, your drive and dedication and your natural loyal personality, I feel like would benefit any company. And I totally understand that, there are some, job expectations that may not fit for your current lifestyle where you're at now, right?
Of course.
Having kids you have responsibilities as well. And I do recognize
they are a priority.
Of course, yes. So finding that right fit for you is really important. And I'm just excited that you are getting so many opportunities and seeking out so many opportunities, but also having the mindset of knowing what's valuable to you and what you are seeking for yourself as well.
You'll go far when you know what's valuable for you. And, I've been rejected even recently so much with my new entrance in the industry, but I just feel like my continue.
Sure.
I feel like everybody else should do that as well.
Well, it's incredibly empowering to hear you say that, because it's hard when there is rejection that comes through. Yeah, especially where you've stepped away for a moment and now you're entering back in. So I love that attitude that you have.
Mm-hmm. Put your foot forward.
Yes. So since you've been in the industry for a while, and I know that you stepped away for a moment, is there something in particular that you would love to see change in the industry?
That's a very good question, because I did get involved in getting to know the answer to that actually around recently. And I felt like licensed professionals, actual instructors that go and get their state board certification, I feel, it's personal opinion, that they are not acknowledged as much with some brands. I can't talk about all brands and everyone, but I feel like licensed instructors who are trained to teach should be put out to more attention, have more perks, and be recognized within the beauty industry if they call a brand and say, I want to work for you. I feel like the brand should have perks for them and acknowledge their hard work of going through cosmetology school, paying that, getting their state board, working for however many years. And then when they decide to become a teacher or an instructor, they go back to school and graduate as a teacher and instructor for an adult, which that's what each brand wants, an instructor that can teach adults. And they go get their state board. Then when they go ask the brand, can I work for you? Right? Because the brands, you can work part-time or full-time, depends. The brand will definitely have their own strategic way of teaching. They have their products. They have to fully train you within their system, which is perfect. But give them some break. Give them a break. Give them a discount. They paid for two different state boards, so acknowledge them.
Yes, I see what you're saying. It's just having some recognition that you've taken the extra step to become a licensed instructor, and you would like to see some change in the industry where they're more elevated when they are approaching brands.
And that's how I feel. And not to dismiss that these hairstylists, professional hairstylists, are not doing and hustling throughout the industry. Who am I to say that they don't deserve what they get with 20 years experience working full time on their feet? So they deserve it as well. But I just feel like in this industry, that one thing is missing.
Yeah. Well, that is a great.
Mm-hmm. To give the instructors some value.
Yes. Well, fantastic. Well, Liza, what do you feel is your purpose?
Oh, my purpose. Like I said earlier, I have found myself through working with my community here in Michigan, and then to pivot back to women. And then I got involved with this organization, the Albanian American businesswomen organization, that really woke me up more and said, okay, this is my purpose, to be available to help others. And I feel like in a more professional way. And what I've been doing with this organization is collecting their business women and connecting with them and having them connect with the other businesses around us and with each other through my platform live on Instagram. So I interview them and they talk about their business and they talk about how they met me and where they've met me and just advertise. So I thought, oh my God, how amazing it feels. It feels pure pleasure to know that you are connecting to your clientele, connecting to the community, and networking online just by 30 minutes. And I feel complete. I feel like that really made me wake up and continue. I will continue doing this.
For sure. It sounds like you are just such a natural networker, and you love elevating other people in businesses and things like that. And I love the fact that you see, something special in everyone, and you really want them to see that recognition as well, and that they deserve.
They really deserve, because they're working hard. And if you own a business, you are 7 days a week, 24 hours. You're in your sleep thinking about what to do and what are you going to do tomorrow. So giving a hand, and same goes with product educating. I want to be there for people that recognize me and say, hey, Liza does product education. Can you help me with something? I will be there for you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, any last words of advice that you would like to share with our audience?
I always have the same advice. Please be within your community. Please help your neighbor. Be accessible, be available within logic. So no pressure, not to be pressured by others, but be available and accessible within your industry and around, because that's how you will be known. You want to be known. That's when I started my new journey 2 years ago into the hair industry, into the beauty industry, and with this organization that we launched 2 years ago, the Businesswomen organization. I had just seen a quote earlier from there saying, if you want your name known for what you do. So be out and show up and say, Liza, I'm a professional product educator. And you want to be known for that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, Liza, thank you so much for your time today and doing this with us. We so appreciate you, and I'm excited for your new adventures, and I cannot wait to see where you end up in the education world, and I think you are a fantastic influence on the community.
Oh my God, thank you for inviting me, Canvas Me, and I loved this opportunity, and I encourage everyone else to take part with Canvas Me. Go follow them on social media.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Making It, the path to beauty industry greatness with Canvas Me. Our mission is to give you a voice, help you find your place of belonging, and empower you to thrive in this beautiful industry. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights that will fuel your own journey in your career. Head over to canvasme.com and unlock the next chapter of your beauty journey. Create your portfolio, showcase your unique talents, and connect with a community that understands and celebrates your story. Subscribe to Making It for more inspiring stories, and let's continue making it together.